Can you tell us more about that?
Well, of course, I'd read the jury questionnaires, and I'd read the voir dire, or the questioning of the jurors. Now, you have to keep in mind that I wasn't present and did not participate in the selection of the original 12 jurors. But the first day I walked in, I saw these jurors, and I saw them look at me. And let me tell you, if you've ever walked into a room or ever met someone, you could just tell right off that they don't like you. They just don't like you. And that was the sense that I got from those jurors. They didn't like me. They didn't like Marcia Clark. They didn't like our position, and they didn't like the prosecution. And as I looked at the jury questionnaires, I got the sense from some of the answers that some of those people had preconceived notions about O.J. Simpson's guilt or innocence. And I think that some of those people were predisposed to find him not guilty regardless of the quality of the prosecution's case.
You seem to be one of the few people who never lost your focus in terms of what the trial was really, or should have been, really all about. And you know the format of this program, people calling in, talking about what's on their minds. And, of course, the audience was riveted to the trial. And people were talking about everything but the fact that Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson were dead.
That's true. That's true. You have a judge in a trial, in a criminal trial. He's there. He's the referee. It's his job to keep things focused on the real issues in the case. And in this case, we didn't have a judge who kept the jury and the lawyers focused. We were allowed to drift into issues about racism and all kinds of other issues that had nothing to do with the question of whether or not O.J. Simpson killed these two people. And day after day, Marcia Clark and I attempted to remind that jury and remind that judge that, hey, this is a murder case and not a referendum on race. We lost. We lost, and it's one that I would like to think we should not have lost.
You seem to blame yourself a lot for the loss, and yet, in view of the fact that the jury had this antipathy for your side right from the beginning, how could you have won?
Well, I don't think that we could have won, and I don't necessarily blame myself for the loss as much as I take responsibility for my actions, my conduct, my decisions, my shortcomings. That's something we don't do in this country enough, and that is take responsibility. See, I'm not going to duck responsibility over the things that I did in the Simpson case. I'm just going to fess up to it, as my mother would say, and learn from it and move on.
Do you still get much mail from the public at large?
I'm beginning to get a lot of mail all over again.
And do you have any chance, any opportunity, any time to read any of these letters?
I do read some, yes.
Are some of them pretty tough?
Well, I get letters from people these days that say, why don't you just let it go? Why don't you drop the issue? Why can't you just accept the verdict in this case? And I'll tell you why I can't. The Goldmans and the Browns had a right to have 12 objective people deliberate on the issue of guilt or innocence. In this case, this jury came back with a verdict in a couple of hours. They could not have possibly reviewed all of the evidence. They didn't deliberate. I don't accept this verdict. This verdict isn't based on the evidence. And as far as letting it go, hey, there are two people that were killed on June 12th. They were dead then. They're dead today. And as far as I'm concerned, this man got away with the crime of the century.
What do you make of his... one of the dumbest things that we can do is to say, why is that guy doing what he's doing? We don't know what goes on in his mind, what his emotional makeup is inside. We can only see his actions. But I would have thought that a guy who got away with murder would thank his lucky stars and be quiet. But he seems to be inviting further opprobrium from the public. What do you think he's after?
Well, I think he is attempting to become the icon and celebrity he once was. He's attempting to convince the public that, hey, in fact, he didn't commit these murders, despite the fact that there's overwhelming evidence to the contrary. He can't live a life of seclusion. He can't live the normal, regular life you and I live. The only life O.J. Simpson can live is one where everybody buys him free drinks, where he doesn't have to wait for a table, where his butt is kissed, and where he is treated as a celebrity. And, he can't live like this. His present condition and his present living situation is a form of jail in some sense for him.
He understandably is still, and I hope will always remain, a pariah, isn't he?
I don't know.
I haven't seen any evidence that his old Hollywood crowd or sports crowd or what have you have embraced him, hey, O.J., welcome back. I haven't seen any evidence of that.
Well, he still has friends that visit him. There's still some folks over at NBC, one guy in particular whose name I won't mention, who is still a close friend of his and who still remains in close contact with him. But, who knows? As I understand it, people see him on the street sometimes or see him in the public. They run up to him, they ask for his autograph, and they give him a little taste of that celebrity status. I don't know.
What do you think has happened to the average American in reaction to this? Judging people who call this program, they've become very cynical about the American system of justice.
And I understand that completely. Given a situation like this, where the case has been on television month after month after month, it's hard sometimes, I think, to separate reality from what is Hollywood and somewhat fictional. I mean, this trial is an aberration. This isn't how the justice system is normally run. This verdict is an aberration, I think, because black jurors typically convict black defendants when the evidence is there. I would just like people to don't attach the significance to this case that some people would have you attach to it. It's an aberration. It shouldn't be used as an example of how bad the system is. This is one case, one screwed up case, unfortunately, and we just need to put it into perspective and get beyond it.
You did not mince words in virtually every area. I don't think you minced words. What do you suppose was the reason Lance Ito abdicated his authority? Was he intimidated by Johnny Cochran? What was it?
Well, you know what? It could be a variety of things. On the one hand, he was up for re-election, He was up for re-election yesterday. He might have been concerned that someone might run against him. His wife, Peggy York, had run-ins with Furman back in the mid-'80s, back when Detective Furman allegedly made a number of racial slurs. And had those issues been dragged into court and in front of the jury, Judge Ito would have had to relieve himself or recuse himself from the case. I don't know. He seemed to be awfully concerned about public opinion and his public image. When they put that camera in that courtroom, they added an additional pressure to all of us common folk. They made us into instant celebrities, and if you're a celebrity, you want to be liked by your constituency. You want to be loved by the public, and I think that caused justice and the truth to be put on the back burner.
How aware of the camera were you and Marcia and the rest of the prosecution team? I mean, just speak for yourself. When you would address some proceedings, when you would address the bench, address the jury, were you aware of the camera, or were you able to put that out of your mind? Well,
I tried to put it out of my mind as often as I could. I would be sitting there sometimes or at the table or asking questions, and I'd suddenly become conscious of the fact that the camera had moved and that the camera was now apparently focused on me, and it causes you to sit up straight, to enunciate, to sometimes become more vicious in your attacks on opposing counsel and in your argument to the court. You try to avoid it. Marcia and I often forgot that the camera is there, and we just go about doing normal people stuff. But when it came time to address the court, it wasn't as if you just went to the podium to question a witness. It was as if the director called, scene 1, take 2, action. This thing became a TV production as opposed to a jury trial. It was an outrage, really. It was a farce.
A real crucible for you. Was there ever any time when you thought maybe you'd go to Gilgar City and say, hey, look, I want to be removed from the team? I know John Hodgman had been relieved for a while there. Did you ever have any of those thoughts?
Well, no. I'd sworn to uphold the Constitution and to enforce the law. I was part of the prosecution team, and I was a full partner, and I was determined to finish this trial and hopefully gain some small measure of justice, some measure of justice for the victims in this case. I wanted to keep on fighting. I have to confess that there were days and there were mornings when I just didn't know if I could get up out of bed and go back down there and continue the fight. But I think we fought on behalf of the victims every minute and all the way up until the end.
I know that you don't have any more time. I've been told that you had to leave at 4:30.
That's true.
I just want to take this time to tell you that it's been a great privilege to be able to talk to you briefly. I'm a little frustrated that we weren't able to spend more time going into some of the areas that you brought up, because like you, I think it's real important, and if we're going to have a decent country in the 21st century, we're going to have to talk about these things.
I agree with you 100%, and it's up to all of us as individuals to make things better, to develop some understanding of one another. We can make it. This is a great country. It's a beautiful country with beautiful people, and I don't think we've lost all of our morality in this country. Sometimes the compass gets broken, but I think we're on the right track. We just have to learn to love each other, work together, and Bob Grant and Chris Darden are going to work together to make the world better, right, Bob?
Well, I tell you, after listening to what you've said, you've given me hope. I painted some gloomy pictures, but I'll think about what you've said, and it'll make me feel better. And I'm not just schmoozing you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, thank you. We can do it.
Well, I hope we can get together in person one day in the not too distant future and talk more.
I guarantee it. You're buying, right?
You said it. For you, you said it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chris Darden, ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney. And I know we haven't heard the last of him. He is a very profound man. And a wonderful guy. Let's continue in just a moment. Are we going to... okay, we'll hear this right now. And this portion brought to you by American... Oh, brought to you by HIP.
Hello, is this 1-800-HIP today?
1-800-HIP today. Request radio. What would you like to hear?
I'd like to hear more about your expanding HIP network in New Jersey. More hospitals, great doctors.
Doctors. I've got the spin doctors. Dr. John, Dr. Hook, going way
And
back.
about how I can choose any primary care doctor in a participating private office or at one of your state-of-the-art group practice settings.
Well, these groups do practice.
Oh, and can you tell me about how I don't need to hassle with referrals to see a podiatrist when my feet hurt?
Man, you must be a dancing fool.
Hold it. I'm no fool. This isn't 1-800-HIP today.
No, this is 1-800-HIT today.
I wanted HIP, Health Plan of New Jersey. They've got...
The touch that makes healthcare personal. I know.
Yeah.
I'm a member. It seems like everybody who calls me really wants HIP. Well, try again, pal. Hi, you're on the air. No, you want 1-800-HIP today. That's 1-800-447-8632.
Four by four. Everybody wants to drive a new 4x4. But who wants to put money down? Okay, so how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee or Mitsubishi Montero or Isuzu Rodeo? Global's got them all. Or this week you can actually get a new Chevy Blazer for just $299 a month with no money down. That's incredible. Go Global! Hey, are you listening? If you've been looking to get a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, Mitsubishi Montero, Isuzu Rodeo, or Chevy Blazer, Global's got them all. And you can drive one of them home for just $299 a month with no money down. And with a 24-month lease, your total payment is just $75.76. See Global's 4x4 ad in Saturday Star Ledger and go Global.
The discounts are deeper at the depot. Global Auto and Truck Depot. Go Global and save up to 50%.
Global Auto and Truck Depot, Route 22 in North Plainfield. Call 908-757-4000, 908-757-4000.
Everybody is after your money. The mortgage company, the credit card people, the gas and electric, Bert the plumber, the mattress warehouse, strangers, people you never even met, send you bills in a blatant attempt to dispose of your disposable income. But two can play this game. Because you want your money. And what you need is a big stick, a financial software program called Managing Your Money. It was voted the most intuitive financial software by Computer Life magazine. Intuitive, meaning you won't ruin a whole Saturday figuring out how it works. With Managing Your Money, it's simple to track your finances, run your accounts, plan budgets, all sorts of things. Then you'll know exactly where all your money is going and how to keep it from falling into the wrong hands. You know, those people, the ones hiding in your mailbox. Managing Your Money, now as low as $19.95, and here's where. At J&R Computer World, CompUSA, and Egghead.
YMT Vacations, Amtrak, and Dolphin Cruise Line are offering you the most affordable 16-day vacations you may ever have. From only $899 plus taxes, 3-in-1 vacation package includes round trip on one of Amtrak's comfortable coaches to Miami, 7 days at the Lucerne Hotel on Miami Beach, and 7-day Caribbean cruise aboard the Dolphins SS Sea Breeze. 16 days from only $899 plus tax. Experience the adventure and pleasures of travel trains as you sit back to the sights and sounds of America on your way to Miami Beach. At the Lucerne Hotel, your room will have an ocean view. You'll have all your meals included free, and you can enjoy the pool, take advantage of the many activities, and much, much more. Just down the Miami Beach Boardwalk or cafes, the Art Deco District, nightclubs and shops. You'll then cruise the East or West Caribbean with stops at Nassau, San Juan, St. John, St. Thomas, or Cozumel, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. All this from $899 plus tax. Call YMT Vacations now at 1-800-922-9000. Don't miss the train. Call 1-800-922-9000. Don't miss the vacation of a lifetime. Call 1-800-922-9000 now. That's 1-800-922-9000. Make your reservations today. Everybody has one. Show us yours. Your opinions count on Talk Radio 770 WABC.
All right, here on WABC. We take another phone? We'll take a phone call. Okay. John, you're on WABC. Hello.
Yes, hi, Bob. This is John from Little Falls.
Yes, John.
I don't really want to sound like Oliver Stone, but I think that Gil Garcetti had a really definitive reason why he moved the venue of the trial from the Brentwood area to Los Angeles County.
Uh-huh.
And I think he felt he had a real chance of winning this case. But if he won the case in Brentwood with a predominantly white jury pool, he's facing the potential of another Los Angeles riot situation that happened before. If he won it in Los Angeles County with a heavy preponderance minority members of the jury pool, he would probably feel that a conviction would minimize or eliminate the potential of a riot situation. Do you feel that has any bearing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, I haven't heard, obviously I don't spend my life listening to radio all day long, but I hadn't heard any comments on that nature before, and I just thought I'd express it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did, John. It's not your fault, but I did make statements very similar to those from the very beginning, when people would call and ask, why is he trying the case down there?
Well, I'm sorry I missed that particular show, and I thank you for your time, Mr. Grant.
I even went one step further in achieving new heights of cynicism, perhaps. I said that Garcetti, and who knows, maybe even in a conversation with Mayor Riordan, had said, look, we don't like to see a guilty guy get away with it, but what's worse, a guilty guy getting away with it or a second burning of the city? We don't like to address these thoughts, but as Chris Darden said a little while ago, we've got to talk about things. We've got to really open it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Jim. What's on your mind, Jim?
Hi, Bob. Yesterday, a friend showed me an article from Saturday's Daily News by David Hinckley referring to the Don Imus incident at the correspondence dinner. And I noticed in one part, he makes a reference to the fact that Imus did a joke about Clinton's alleged womanizing. Now, this brought to mind the key word here being alleged. Now, this brought to mind, in spite of all we've heard from the troopers, in spite of all we've heard from Paula Jones and Jennifer Flowers, and now in the new James Stewart Bloodsport book, we find that Hillary worried about the future of their marriage because of her husband's infidelities. She worried so much that he wouldn't be able to support her, so she enters into an agreement where he could have affairs in exchange for power for her. In spite of all this, they still use the word alleged. Now, what more do they need? This is just liberal bias again in the news.
Without a doubt, as I pointed out during the campaign, when I was playing, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to start playing those tapes again very soon, actual conversations between Bill Clinton and Jennifer Flowers. And yet, people like, you name them, Mark Shields, name anybody, and they would say his alleged relationship.
Right.
Not alleged. It existed. We have tapes proving that it existed. So we don't have to say alleged.
Right.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Okay, Bob.
Julian. Hello, Julian.
Hello. Mr.
Yeah,
Bennett?
or Julianne, yes.
Hi, yes. I'm actually calling. I'm 18 years old, and I want you to know that I am a registered conservative. And I know that Mr. Darden's last words made you more optimistic towards society, and I hope that these words do too, because I just want you to be informed that there are few people in my generation that are like myself. I'm actually known as the conservative in my high school, and that I hope that makes you more optimistic also. I was actually calling to talk to you about the O.J. Simpson trial, to explain to you what the situation in my high school was on the last day. I'm a senior in Suffern High School. And the last day, the day that this trial was going to be announced, teachers around school were starting to talk that the principal was going to have televisions in each classroom shut off because he didn't want what was going to be not another Los Angeles riot situation, because I live in what is known as lily white suburbs, but he had all the television sets shut off. So physics class, we turned on the radio. Everyone gathered around the radio saying, "Oh, he's innocent, it's this racist Furman," and I'm arguing, the only one arguing again, for the prosecution, and they announced that he's innocent, not guilty. My whole class started chanting, "Yes, we won." I stormed out of the classroom going, "No, we didn't win, we lost." And I just think that whatever is left in my generation, good is what I'm trying to preach to liberal academia today. I'm not brainwashed by media. I'm not brainwashed by my teachers. And there are 2 or 3 teachers in my school that agree with me. And I actually won an award 2 weeks ago, for making a difference, because I'm one of the few conservatives of my age group left.
All right, I appreciate hearing that. Thank you, Julianne.
You're welcome.
And is this portion brought to you by American Express Financial Advisors? It is.
Say you're talking with your friend Bill about finances, and Bill says he's feeling pretty optimistic about his future. You ask him why, and he says it's because of his American Express Financial Advisor. Well, Bill's never steered you wrong. So you decide to talk to an American Express Financial Advisor about the things you've got in mind. College for the kids, a vacation home, and a comfortable retirement. Then you agree on a specially tailored plan, something that works for you. Well, suppose you don't have a friend like Bill. You can still talk to an American Express Financial Advisor. Give us a call at 1-800-GET-ADVICE, and we'll send you our free financial guide. It'll help you figure out where you stand now and how you can start planning for the future. So call us, and you'll see why 9 out of 10 of our clients say they'd recommend us to their friends. American Express Financial Advisors. Give us a call at 1-800-GET-ADVICE.
For a limited time, your tri-state Mitsubishi dealers are pulling out all the stops, so you can go get a Galant for $199 a month. Only 30 months.
Go get a Galant.
Only $199 a month. And for just 30 months.
Go get a Galant.
A tremendous value for your money. With automatic transmission, dual airbags, power windows and locks, FM/AM stereo cassette, cruise control, and air conditioning. Just $199 a month. Only 30 months. So what are you waiting for?
Go
right now. With Galant at just $199 a month. Your tri-state Mitsubishi dealers are pulling out all the stops, so you can
go get a Galant.
Only $199 a month, just 30 months for a limited time.
Go get a Galant.
$199 a month, only at your tri-state Mitsubishi dealers.
Go get a Galant.
Total lease payments $59.70, $22.99 due at contract. Sunday's New York Times has details. Our guest today is the inventor of the lending library.
Just one of my many inventions.
Let me introduce you, Mr. Franklin.
No need. They can see who I am, Ben Franklin.
But this is radio.
I invented that, you know.
Radio?
My electricity experiments paved the way for macaroni.
You mean Marconi?
No, macaroni and cheese. Cheap but darn good.
Oh,
that's
sir,
what appeals to me about U.S. Healthcare's Medicare plan. 0 premium options.
Right.
Not to mention U.S. Healthcare's prescription drug allowance with only $10 copay, hearing aid allowance, annual eye exam, and other of my inventions.
Eye exams?
No, eyeglasses.
Oh.
Bifocals to be precise, and if you can't be precise, be early. Because early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I ought to put that one in my almanac.
You did.
Speaking of wise, did I mention U.S. Healthcare's excellent preventive benefits that makes their Medicare plan like money in a bank?
Which you also invented?
Probably, because I'm one groovy inventor.
Right.
Don't put that on the air. Sounds like bragging.
You must continue to pay your Medicare Part B premium. Call 1-800-832-2640 for details on a free seminar where you can learn more about the U.S. Healthcare 0 premium Medicare plan.
Every year, thousands of businesses are launched. Unfortunately, many are not incorporated, and the owners find out the hard way why being incorporated is so important. Just one lawsuit could cost you your home, your car, and all of your personal savings. Believe it, it happens every single day. Here's fantastic news from the corporation specialists, Corporate Agents. You can receive Corporate Agents' brand new InstaCorp software package, which usually sells for $39 for free. That's right, for free. With this simple-to-use Windows program, you can quickly and easily form your own corporation. InstaCorp gives you step-by-step instructions on incorporating, selecting your corporate name, the classes of stock, choosing the state or states in which to incorporate, and many other useful tools. Don't let the risk of being in business become a personal risk. Let Corporate Agents help you protect your personal assets. Call for your free InstaCorp software, 800-877-4224. Call today while supplies last, 800-877-4224. That's 800-877-4224. Or reach Corporate Agents on the internet at www.corporate.com. Smart, witty, compassionate, fiery, brash, and more. Jay, tonight on 770 WABC.
Okay, let's check in with John Del Giorno.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, and this report is brought to you by the employee owners of Trans World Airlines. If you're trying to get up to the George Washington Bridge, that will be a problem this afternoon. Northbound on the West Side Highway, you've got an accident in the 160s, then the ramp from the northbound West Side Highway to the outbound upper level of the George Washington Bridge, that is closed. They are out there filling some of those monster potholes. You can only access the lower level. We've got some big delays. The southbound side, the ramps from the Henry Hudson to the upper deck, that is also closed. You'll have to use the Harlem River Drive today or the Major Deegan to get to the George until they can get those ramps reopened. Westbound Grand Central Parkway, 2 lanes shut just beyond Little Neck Parkway. This is long-term construction. Eastbound side, we had a stall at the BQE. That has been cleared. And if you're trying to get up the Upper East Side, Madison Avenue, all lanes are shut between 86th and 92nd Street. That will last until 7 p.m. They're doing a movie shoot in that location. Trans World Airlines now offers you great sale fares to exciting destinations. Hurry and book your TWA flight before this offer ends. I'm John Del Giorno on 77 WABC with traffic and weather, 1545 morning and afternoon drive. Now the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
Well, the weather through tonight really shouldn't be all that bad, although it is going to be cold. We'll just see some high, thin clouds into this evening, and then mostly clear to partly cloudy overnight. We'll drop down to 28 for a low. It starts to get interesting tomorrow. We've got a winter storm watch already posted for Thursday afternoon through Thursday night. Clouding up tomorrow. Some light, wet snow developing, but then that's going to be mixing with or changing over to some freezing rain, which will mix with or change over to some sleet and rain. High up around 39, and by Friday we'll still have rain showers around the area. It'll be breezy and getting up to 45. I'm Brent Bass from the Weather Channel.
Back to our telephones. Here's Kenny from Union on the line. Yes, Kenny, when's the last time you called this program?
Oh, dear. Last week.
Okay, go ahead.
This week, I know better than that.
Okay, Kenny.
Chris Darden, he broke my heart a little bit when he led off with that cross-examination of you. Obviously, the lowlifes got to him before he came on.
Yeah, but you see what a great guy he is, what an honest, upstanding person. Instead of taking somebody's word, and he asked me, and he let me speak for myself, and he said, he made his own judgment.
Listen, I'm going to forgive him because he simply couldn't have known any better, and he is a top-flight person.
Oh, listen, that's Chris Darden. There are very few Chris Dardens, white or black, in this world, and that's why we have a lot of problems, because most people aren't honest enough to just lay their cards on the table.
This just goes to show you how difficult it can be to overcome racial hurdles when we have to help a Chris Darden through some of these difficult misinformation labyrinths.
Well, let me tell you the latest. The latest, some guy says, that I'm a racist because I'm opposed to immigration. Now, you figure that one out.
I just...
You figure that one out, will you?
Yeah, I'll never figure it out. I'm just always very hurt when I hear these charges against you. It's just absurd.
Well,
but you handled it very, very well with him, I must admit, you know.
Well, when you're confronted with honesty, all you can do is be honest in return. And there's nothing else need be said.
Yep. We'll take something from the Bible, from Christ. We'll say, forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he does.
Well, I appreciate the call. I thank you very much.
All right.
And we got Bob Busey. We have to find out. We got to talk to the publisher, see about sending a book to Chris Darden, because I said I would. And when you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Chris Darden, truly great man. I'm just sorry that in my book I didn't include him. Oh, I said I was going to read that review. That you see, there's a publication called I believe it's called Publishers Weekly, and they have reviews of all the books coming out. Forecast, that's what it is, forecast. Let me read this one. Should I read this one? You want to hear it? Okay. It's short. Let's Be Heard, Bob Grant, Pocket Books, $22. Oh, that's all? Okay. The danger of using labels in politics is thrown into relief in this collection of 50-plus essays delivered on radio by talk show host Grant, who labels himself a conservative. Although he espouses the right-wing positions on big government, bad, taxes, bad, immigration, bad, career welfare clients, bad, the death penalty, good, and affirmative action, bad, he deviates from it by backing abortion rights and euthanasia and opposing term limits on office holders. On a few issues, his positions are more complex. While he backs gun ownership, he supports gun control. And on the subject of racism, he avows that he is no more prejudiced than most American whites. He offers several lists, one of black heroes. Example, Clarence Thomas. One of American heroines. Example, Phyllis Schlafly. And one of conservatives he dislikes. I won't read any more, because I don't want to give too much of this away. But the reviewer concludes by saying, the book is likely to arouse as much controversy as Grant does on the air. It should be a big seller, might even be a bestseller. I added that last line myself. WABC yet.
What comes to mind when you think of affordable home computer printers? Is it, their blinding speed? Their resolution? Perhaps their quality level? Wipe that out of your mind. And think instead of the low-price Superscript 600 laser printers from NEC. NEC's 600 series is very fast, with 6 pages per minute output. The NEC 600 series also offers crystal clear resolution and outstanding reliability. Plus, these Windows 95 compatible NEC laser printers come with a 2-year overnight replacement warranty and start as low as $299. And there's a $100 mail-in rebate on the Superscript 660i for a limited time. So forget what you used to think about home printers. And remember, it pays to print with NEC.
Available at CompUSA, Staples, and Nobody Beats the Whiz. Prices and models may vary by retail location.
If you've ever thought about starting your own business, or you're looking to expand or improve an existing one, you can't afford to miss Entrepreneur Magazine's Small Business Expo.
Saturday and Sunday, March 30th and 31st at the Meadowlands Convention Center, Secaucus, New Jersey.
Brought to you by Entrepreneur Magazine, the nation's leading small business authority. You'll find everything you need to know about starting and running a small business, all under one roof.
See hundreds of exhibitors of franchise and business opportunities, business products and services, and much more.
Attend our free 1-hour workshops offered throughout each day with topics like developing a business plan, finding the right business for you, raising capital, and home-based businesses.
So mark your calendars now for Entrepreneur Magazine's Small Business Expo, Saturday and Sunday, March 30th and 31st at the Meadowlands Convention Center, Secaucus, New Jersey.
Hours are 11 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. Mention you heard this ad on WABC and receive a $3 savings off admission of $10.
Don't miss the small business event of the year.
Curtain going up on Buick Showcase of Values. Special limited time factory cashback incentives make Buick a best buy right now. Spotlight on LeSabre. It's America's best-selling full-size car. More car for less money than Crown Victoria, Intrepid, or Camry. And now with 1,000 cash back, LeSabre is a better value than ever. At your Buick dealer's Showcase of Values. Don't wait. Make your best buy on a Buick right now. Curtain going up on Buick Showcase of Values. Special limited time factory cashback incentives make Buick a best buy right now. Spotlight on Regal, America's premier midsize sports sedan. The ideal combination of luxurious comfort and spirited performance. You get it all with Regal. More car for less money than Taurus, Camry, or Accord. Regal at your Buick dealer's Showcase of Values. Don't wait. Make your best buy on a Buick right now.
Comparisons based on MSRP with comparable equipment. See dealer for details.
Well, as cold as it is out, the calendar says spring is here. And that means it's the best time to put some life back into your home, making those home improvements you've been dreaming about all winter long. The perfect room to start with is the bathroom, the number one way to increase the value of your home. So why wait? Get in your car. Go to Cypress Plumbing and Heating Supply Company at 3304 Fulton Street to see one of the largest displays of Elger bath fixtures in the tri-state area. Perry Berger, the guru of plumbing supplies, prides himself on being able to meet customers' needs at reasonable cost. Don't even consider going to a home center where inventory and the range of colors, styles, size are limited. You could end up with a rain check instead of a new sink. Cypress can help you plan a new Elger bathroom, offering a full range of sizes, styles, designs, and they deliver. Hey, don't put off the best thing you can do for your house and your family. Call Cypress at 1-718-235-1000 and find out how to get to 3304 Fulton Street today. That's 1-718-235-1000 for the largest Elger distributor in the tri-state area. Cypress Plumbing and Heating Supply. Hello, Kathleen. You're on WABC.
Hi, I read Christopher Darden's book, In Contempt, and I have an entirely different view of it than you do. I think he comes off sounding like a crybaby. He tries to blame everybody else that was involved in this case in the fact that they lost when he and Marcia made tactical errors that cost them this case. I mean, he knew, because he writes in his own book, he knew Furman was a racist. They knew it from their own investigation. They proved it. But still, Marcia insisted on putting him on the stand, knowing full well that he was going to lie under oath to the jury. And the prosecutions, in my opinion, they have an obligation to put witnesses on that are going to be truthful. Now the jury can't even trust the prosecutors. They cost themselves.
Well, if you did read the book...
I did read it.
Well, then you shouldn't be so hostile towards Mr. Darden, who... does admit the mistakes he made. He doesn't mince words about that.
Well, if you read the book... Did you read the whole book?
I certainly did.
Well, then you know the amount of blame that he takes is minimal. He shifts the blame throughout everybody.
I didn't get that feeling at all.
He blames
all right,
Judge Ito
look.
for everything.
All
and
right,
he defends me.
Get off my phone, you jerk. What a vicious, whining person. Anthony, hello.
Yes, Bob. Although I felt that you were a bit dishonest with Mr. Darden, I really felt that you should have exposed him to the true side of you. Why didn't you let the man know how you...
Oh, get off the phone, you creep. Who needs you? Jaime, hello.
Yeah, hi, Bob. Yeah, for most of the hourly newscast today, I keep hearing that Bill Clinton wants higher educational standards.
Yeah, all of a sudden he wants higher standards. Oh, he's trying to... You know how he's going to win if he wins? By sounding more like a Republican than Bob Dole, which will be easy to do.
Yeah, but, well, it shouldn't be, because one thing the Republicans should do is run a commercial showing what he did after he took office. He got the Scholastic Aptitude Test to lower its standards. I don't know if you remember, they made 4 big changes.
I did. What do you think outcomes-based education is, anyway?
They got them they're allowed to use calculators for the first time ever.
Yeah.
They reduced the number of questions, and they gave them an extra half hour to answer the smaller number of questions.
Yeah.
And now that's not lowering standards? And they actually held a press conference, Donna Shalala and Bill Clinton, when the scores went up, as of course everyone knew they were going to go up. They tried to take credit, saying his educational policies are making people smarter. They should show a commercial showing him calling for higher standards and then just show what he did, taking the SAT score, the SAT test, and making it a lot easier. I mean, I don't see how you can do that and get away with it. I mean, if we had an objection.
Well, that's why do you suppose they call him Slick Willie? You know, people, I still get letters, people say, why did you nickname him Slick Willie? I didn't. I cannot take, I'd love to be able to take credit for discovering that name, inventing that name, I should say. But he was called that since 1980 in Little Rock, Arkansas. Or maybe it was 1978, well, at least 1980, by the folks in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I must confess, ladies and gentlemen, I did not invent the nickname, but it sure fits. Slick Willie. Slick Willie. Thank you very much, Jaime. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already come to the conclusion of round 2. Oh, they're coming back. Here they are. The people are wrapping up round 2 in a gold foil wrapper, taking it to the museum.
More Americans listen to
radio
this
history.
radio station than any other talk radio station in the nation.
Okay. Cheap jingle. Get it on. It's 5 o'clock.
Welcome to the F.A.I.R Activism Line. For this week's activism alert on Bob Grant's radio bigotry, press 1. For information about F.A.I.R, press 2. When the Walt Disney Company took over ABC, it also acquired WABC, the company's New York-based flagship radio station. The Bob Grant Show is the most listened-to program on that station, but Bob Grant is a racist, as F.A.I.R has documented. Here is a sampler. In December 1993, Grant explained why black racists have an easier time than white racists, in terms that disprove his own claim.
As long as they're black, they can say anything they want. There's a double standard. If they got a white bigot, a white hater, comparable to Farrakhan Stooge or comparable to Leonard Jeffries, first of all, they wouldn't allow it. Secondly, if they did allow it, the thugs, the savages, the refugees from the Kalahari would be tearing the place apart. But I guess our group has evolved too far. I guess that's the price we pay for being a little higher up on the evolutionary scale.
These kind of racist views have been standard fare on the Bob Grant Show. Here's Grant talking to a caller about a Haitian immigrant.
What do you have to do? Paint your face black to get a job around here? Well, I've recommended Walnut Stain number 24 or Melanin. It's just... Hey, listen, I know something. It's so ridiculous and it's so serious. And then he says, if I got no money, I can't get no job. I mean, why doesn't he go back to Haiti where he belongs?
Later in the call, Grant mimics the black immigrant.
He says, if I don't have no job, how am I going to feed my family of 19? Thank you very much. And how are we going to feed them? I wonder if they've ever figured out how they multiply like that. You know, it's like maggots, on a hot day. You look 1 minute and there's so many there that you look again and wow, they've tripled.
Grant has often used the word savages to refer to African Americans. Here he's talking about black churchgoers applauding the convictions of 2 police officers who beat Rodney King.
I can't take these screaming savages, whether they're in that African Methodist church, the AME church, whether they're in the streets, burning, robbing, looting. I've seen enough of it.
This is Grant's response when a caller tells him that a black fraternity has made a mess on a beach in New Jersey.
You know, the savage mind, the primitive primordial mentality will respond to authority if they are convinced that that authority is serious.
Grant has slurred Martin Luther King.
They're not satisfied with every 3rd Street being ML King Boulevard, named after that scumbag Marty.
Grant's hostility has led him to advocate violence.
block you go on, they're there. I mean, if you took care of every guy with a squeeze in his hand on every corner, you'd wind up going broke before you got home. Well, why not take care of him another way? Well, I got to be honest with you, Bob. I got mace in my car. I'm ready and tempted to use it. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, but mace isn't fatal.
Gays and lesbians are also grant targets. Here he is talking about a 1994 gay pride parade.
Ideally, it would have been nice to have a few phalanxes of policemen with machine guns and mow them down.
It's hard to overstate the nature of Bob Grant's hatred.
AIDS is quite prevalent in Haiti, and we've taken people with AIDS in. Yeah, it's not prevalent enough. Got too many of them.
You can contact Michael Eisner, the chair of Disney, to let him know how you feel about Disney broadcasting bigotry. The phone number is 818-560-1000, 818-560-1000. Or you can fax Mr. Eisner at 818-560-1930. That fax, 818-560-1930. Press 2 now for information about F.A.I.R and its efforts to confront media bias and bigotry. Press 1 to hear this message again. F.A.I.R is the National Media Watch Group offering well-documented criticism of the mainstream media. F.A.I.R publishes a magazine called Extra. You can support F.A.I.R's work for media accountability and subscribe to Extra by sending a check or money order for $19 to F.A.I.R, Department G.A., P.O. Box 170, Congers, New York, Congers, New York, 10920. If you act now, you can get a Bob Grant